Hey folks, so I decided I'm gonna start teaching a few things about guitar to beginners. Um, so hopefully, if you're watching this, you have just decided to start learning guitar and you don't know a whole lot about guitar. Hopefully, you already know a few things such as how to tune a guitar. If not, maybe I'll run through that. Hopefully, you know the very, very, very basics of music theory as far as semitones, halftones, and the notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A. Hopefully you know about flats and sharps, where there is a flat and a sharp and where there is not. Um, I might brush over that, kind of in passing. I won't go very deep in it, into all that, because there's plenty of videos on YouTube to where you can learn that. Heck, there's really plenty of videos on YouTube where you can learn to play guitar from a better teacher than myself. But I figured it'd be a nice project, and my brother just decided to start learning. He decided to buy a guitar, and I'm hoping that he can watch this because he lives in a different state. But this goes to anyone else as well, of course, who wants to learn how to play guitar. Anyways, I'll be teaching on a 6-string. This guitar is a 12-string guitar, but I've taken every other string off of it, so it's only got 6 strings. I'll be teaching from a 6-string standpoint. So anyways, a standard tuning for a 6-string guitar is going to be E from the top to the bottom, E, A, D as in Delta, G, B, and E. E again. The top and the bottom strings are E. Different octaves, of course. Hopefully you know what an octave is. Octave is spacing of notes. Anyways, I'm not going to cover that. But if you didn't know, now you do know. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay. If you don't have a tuner, hopefully you're watching this video on your smartphone, which means you have access to the App Store if you have an iPhone, or Google Play Store if you have an Android. I have a Samsung, so I've got the Play Store, and I use I think it's called Pro Tuner or Pro Guitar Tuner. There's a bunch of different guitar tuners you can buy: chromatic tuners, guitar tuners, bass tuners, whatever. You don't have to buy. They're free on the App Store, Play Store, whatever. So download one of those. You can tune your guitar. Top string will be E. The E2, if you have certain tuners, will tell you which octave the note is in. So the top string, the E, is going to be in the 2nd octave, E2. Hopefully it'll say that whenever you're tuning. The bottom one is going to be in E4. Okay, so those 2 strings are 2 octaves apart. Anyway, so E, A, D, G, B, E. I probably said that like 3 times. Sorry. Moving on. Each fret, hopefully you already know this, but if you don't, these metal markers here, these metal lines, bars, whatever you want to call them, are called frets. You press the string down just behind that fret. So that's the first metal line, so that's the 1st fret. If you're fretting the 1st fret on a string, you're pressing down right behind the fret. You're not pressing down necessarily on the fret or ahead of the fret, because then you'd be in the wrong audio frequency. You're playing just behind it, either just behind it or really anywhere between that fret and the one before it. Okay, of course there is no 0 fret. That's what's called the guitar nut. It's what cradles the strings up here. Anyways, so anywhere between here and here is your first fret zone, if you will. Anywhere between here, this metal marker, and here, this metal marker, is called the 2nd fret. Technically that is the 2nd fret right there, but this area right here is what you will be pressing down on to be fretting the 2nd fret. Anyways, I don't want to go too much into that. I want to try to keep these videos short enough, anyways, to keep your attention. So anyways, each fret is a semitone difference from the one before it. Hopefully you know what a semitone is. The 7 notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, starts back over at A. So there's 7 of them, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Each one is separated by a sharp or flat, except for except for two. There's two spots where there is no sharp or flat between them, and I'll get to that later. Anyways, so top string is E. So if you're fretting the first fret, it's one semitone sharp, as they call it, which means higher. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, well, that's E sharp, right? Or, hey, that's F flat. Well, the problem is there's no such thing as E sharp. There's no such thing as F flat. That's one of those places where I was telling you there is no sharp or flat. E goes straight to F. There is no E sharp. There is no F flat, okay? So E goes straight to F, but then there is a sharp right after F. F sharp, okay? So E, F, F sharp. What comes next? G. What comes next, do you think? Hopefully you're thinking G sharp, because that would be correct. G sharp, and then A, okay? And then if you notice, the 5th fret on the top string, A, is the same as no fret on the 2nd string, okay? On the 2nd string right there, if you're picking the 2nd string, right here, that is going to be the same as right here. See? Those are the same. Sorry about that. Anyway, so E, F, G, A, so E, F, sharp, no, gee whiz, I'm losing my mind, I apologize. E, F, because there is no E sharp, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and you don't really have to fret that. I mean, if you're just doing a chromatic scale, you don't really have to fret that because you can just play the open 2nd string. Whatever's more comfortable for you, whatever fits the scale or the fingering pattern that you're doing, however you want to do it, doesn't matter. So the 2nd string, A, and then one sharp is A sharp, also known as B flat. All of these sharps is also another flat, such as F sharp right here is also known as a G flat, okay? Because it's all relative. F sharp is just one semitone sharper than F. F sharp is also one semitone flatter than G, so G flat. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I'm not beating a dead horse. I apologize if I am. Anyway, so A sharp or B flat, B, and then here's another one. You're probably thinking B sharp, right? Well, unfortunately, you're probably wrong. If that's what you're thinking, you're wrong. Sorry, that was kind of rude. I don't mean to say you're wrong, but anyways, we're learning. So B, that's a B, and then one sharp from that is a C. There is no B sharp. There is no C flat. Okay, so E and F are right next to each other. There's no sharps or flats, and B and C are right next to each other. No sharps or flats. It'll make a little more sense on a piano. If you've ever played piano, you probably know this. If you haven't, there's these spots in the piano where there's two white notes right next, two white keys right next to each other, not separated by a black key. The black keys are sharps and flats. The whites are regular. So those spots where there's just the two white keys are E and F and B and C. So again, I'm trying to move on to keep this video short and to not beat that dead horse. So anyways, B, C, and then C sharp, okay, and then D. But if you notice, the 3rd string is also a D, right? So the 5th fret of the 2nd string is going to be the same as the 3rd string open. Open means you're not fretting. You're just plucking a string without pressing one of the frets, okay? So E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, I almost said B sharp, C, C sharp, D, or D, D sharp, sorry, I'm trying to move my fingers out the way, D sharp, E, F, because remember there's no E sharp, F, F sharp, G, or G, on the 5th fret, okay, so here's a G, and here's a G, however you want to play it, G. Right now I'm playing the 4th fret, 4th string, I'm sorry, 4th string. Yeah. Okay, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, yeah, B, which is also the 5th string, open, B, and then C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and then E is open, the bottom string, E, open, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. So that's all your notes up to the 5th fret on each string. I probably didn't need to go through all of those because it just repeats, you know, circles back around from G to A. And anyway, so that's your chromatic scale. Chromatic just means from one fret or one note to the next note to the next note to the next note. There is no skipping like other scales do. So yeah, hopefully I'll probably stop here for now. So now you know the basics. You know you got 6 strings. You know what each open string is: E, A, D, G, B, and E. I've said that like 500 times, so hopefully you know that, and hopefully you're not getting pissed off at me for keep saying it. But anyways, so now hopefully you know each fret is a semitone higher. Hopefully you know there is no E sharp or F flat, and there is no B sharp or C flat. Those E and F are right next to each other, and B and C are right next to each other. I probably said that a few times. So moving on. So yeah, hopefully this is a good start for you. In my next video, maybe I'll I don't know. Tell me what you want to learn, and I'll make a video for it. And if I don't get it, hopefully my next video will probably be some basic chords that you can start learning. Anyways, hope you found this educational. Hope you learned a few things. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. And as we go, maybe I'll become a better teacher, and you'll become a better guitarist. And maybe I can become a better guitarist too, because you never stop learning. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time.